What's up, guys? So the other day, Apple held its Let's Talk iPhone keynote event, and for those of you who missed it, I'm going to give you a quick recap of what they talked about. So how they start out every keynote, they talked about how Apple, how iPhone, and the Mac App Store, how iTunes and the App Store, how they're all #1 in everything, and once they stopped bragging about that, they got around to talking about iOS 5. They set a release date for iOS 5, October 12th, but they didn't really talk about anything that we already didn't know. They just set their release date and talked about some of the new features: Notification Center, Newsstand, Twitter integration, wireless syncing through iTunes, all that good stuff that we already knew was coming. But again, they just set a release date. That was the only thing new. October 12th, free update to iTunes, and all you have to do is hit check for updates. You'll find it, download it, install it, and you'll have iOS 5. Simple as that. Next thing they talked about was a new app that's going to be released by them called Cards, and it's basically just an app that allows you to create cards digitally that you can then physically print out and mail. Just a cute little application for those of you who like to send people cards. Nothing really exciting there, just another application by Apple. Another thing they talked about was Find My Friends, just an application to easily locate friends and family, just another application to kind of bring everyone closer and connect with everyone's iDevices more easily. They talked about the iCloud as well. Again, October 12th, the release date for the iCloud alongside iTunes Match. Nothing we haven't heard before, but again, they did set their release date finally. For those of you who have been using iCloud as a developer, it has been noted by a couple different news sites that the iCloud, the current status of the iCloud will be cleared off before the October 12th launch. So just a heads up on that. It's going to be completely cleared before everyone gets a chance to use it. They got around to hardware stuff finally. Nothing really exciting here. The iPod Touch line has been slightly updated to add the white iPod Touch. Hardware-wise, everything is exactly the same. Software-wise, they're pretty much going to be shipping with iOS 5 now, but nothing really exciting except for the fact that they did add the white iPod Touch. 8GB, $199, 32GB, $299, 64GB, $399. Nothing really has changed there, but again, just the white iPod Touch is now available. They also updated the software for the iPod Nano, just some visual changes, new clocks, that's about it. Nothing really exciting. And the iPod Shuffle and the iPod Classic remained unchanged. And they finally got around to talking about the iPhone 4S, what we all been waiting for. The iPhone 4S, right from the name, we knew what it was. It was basically just going to be a faster version of the current iPhone 4. And that's pretty much what it is. It now has an A5 processor as opposed to the A4, which is currently in the iPhone 4. The A5, as you know, is in the iPad 2, and it's a dual-core processor. It's up to 2 times faster than the iPhone 4. It has dual-core graphics and is up to 7 times faster graphics processing than the current iPhone 4. So much, much faster. They also talked about how Sprint has now gone on board with the iPhone 4S. So now you have 3 options: Sprint, Verizon, and AT&T for those of you who live in the U.S. Around the world, you're going to have a whole bunch of different carriers rather, and but in the U.S., Sprint has gone on board, and they also talked about how the camera has been greatly improved. It's now an 8-megapixel camera with 60% more pixels than before. And it has hybrid infrared filter, better color accuracy, more color uniformity, all those nice big words that make people want to buy it. Just talking about how the colors look better when you're taking pictures on the iPhone 4S. Another thing they talked heavily about was the 1080p HD video recording. The current iPhone 4 only has 720p HD video, so this is one step above. It also has some pretty good video image stabilization, so if you're walking around taking a video, it's going to stabilize it so it's not as shaky. And it also has a little bit better noise reduction, so wind and background noise aren't as affecting your video. And of course, the biggest thing, probably the selling point for the iPhone 4S, is Siri. And Siri is basically probably the most advanced voice control system in any phone. I mean, you could pretty much have a conversation with your iPhone on the way to work in the morning. You tell your iPhone to do anything and it will do it for you. You can set alarms, you can look up stocks, you can ask it if it's going to rain, and it'll tell you if it's going to rain. You could, set yourself reminders, you can answer texts, you can do anything. It's it's pretty impressive, and it's pretty advanced. I don't know how many people will actually end up using it to the fullest, but it is the selling point for the iPhone 4S. It's pretty much the most advanced voice recognition voice software on any phone. It's definitely a selling point. It'll be interesting to see just how accurate it is. But from the demos and from what they talked about, it seems pretty impressive, and it seems pretty accurate. So that's definitely the selling point of the iPhone 4S. Nothing else really has been improved hardware-wise. The iPhone 4S is exactly the same as the iPhone 4. Nothing has changed there, just a lot of speed improvements and of course Siri. So there you go, that is pretty much everything they talked about in the Let's Talk iPhone event. If you have any questions or have any comments or thoughts on the event, feel free to post a comment down below and let me know what you think of the new iPhone 4S, if you're going to get it, and also talk about iOS 5. What's your favorite feature in iOS 5? I'm a big fan of the notification center, and I want to know what you guys think as well. So do let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.